All right, guys, I'm here with Brandon Kunka, a local musician in Atlanta. How you doing, Brandon?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for being here. So I've seen that you are in a local band, the Stone Temple Pilots cover band or tribute band.
Yes, that's correct. We're called Stone Tribute Pilots.
Nice, I like that. Yeah, I think I've seen you back a couple years ago. It may have been at Smith's Old Bar.
Oh yeah,
Does that
yeah,
ring
yeah,
a bell?
definitely. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, awesome stuff. So yeah, I wanted to ask you a little bit about them and sort of where you played and everything. So how did you get started with this group?
So I actually formed the group when Scott Weiland died about 2 months after. Um, Stone Temple Pilots were such a huge influence on me growing up musically and how I play guitar now, and really almost every instrument. So I was pretty devastated whenever Scott died, and I had been toying around with the idea of doing a tribute for a few years. And I felt like that was kind of the right time to do it. So at the beginning of 2016, I got some guys together and we did our first show at Smith's Old Bar. Over the years, the lineup of the musicians has changed a little bit, but we've had um, the same group of musicians since 2018.
Oh wow, okay. So did you guys all just had some friends and you all liked Stone Temple Pilots, or how did that sort of come to be?
So it's funny, the the guy that's wanted to start the tribute with me actually has never played a gig with us. um, he was a drummer in town, and when right like a little bit after Scott died, he texted me and he's like, "Dude, we should start a tribute." And I'm like, "Yes, I've been thinking about that. Like, let's absolutely do it." We're starting to get ready for the gig, and then he ended up having to sub out because he was going on tour.
Oh wow,
Um,
okay,
and so we got someone else, and then that was kind of the end. It kind of became then just my project after that point.
gotcha, okay. So what else do you play? Actually, you play guitar in that band though, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I'm the Dean DeLeo. Yep.
gotcha. But you play drums and all kinds of other instruments too, just on the side.
Yeah, so I actually grew up and trained a percussionist and a drummer. I went to school for classical percussion and jazz drum set.
Okay,
Um, and that's actually how I make the majority of my income right now. I teach private lessons,
okay,
um, and I work with Georgia Tech's drumline 1 day a week, and just kind of do a little other freelancing like orchestral gigs, things like that as a percussionist. And then the guitar stuff is fun because it's almost kind of like it lets me still have music as a hobby.
hmm,
That's a little bit it's separate from like the job aspect of it. Um, and it's funny, a lot of people who gig in Atlanta view me more as a guitar player just because I kind of the gigs are more readily available. I've kind of established myself more as a guitarist in the gigging scene than I have as a percussionist, at least in the last 3 to 4 years.
gotcha, cool. Yeah, I play drums myself, so very
Nice.
aware.
You and
um,
David both, man.
yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
do, we do. Um, yeah, so I was gonna ask, so with a tribute band, how do you sort of figure out your song list? Do you kind of go to the greatest hits, or do you guys all say this is what I want to play and collaborate with that, or?
So, for the most part, I'm kind of in charge of selecting the songs. Obviously, I mean, you got to play Plush, you got to play Interstate Love Song, Vaseline, like you got to play all the hits. And then from there, I kind of made just a list of like, okay, what are all the singles? What were all the B sides of those singles? And then what are some deep cuts? And then some, every now and again, when the pandemic hit, we did a bunch of live streams,
Oh, cool.
and we would do a set of STP and then a set of just general like 90s covers or 2000s covers, but pretty much whatever anyone requested, we would try anything, which was actually a lot of fun, and then turned us into a separate group called Elegant Bachelors. It's a cover band that just does straight up just 80s, 90s, 2000s rock. But anyways, so I would take some requests that of deeper cuts that people would want to hear on the live stream, and then we go out and play those live once we were able to be out again.
Hmm. Yeah,
So it's kind of a mix of everything.
yeah. So I was gonna ask about where you've played at. You said Smith's Old Bar. Are there any other big ones you've played at, or places you love to play? Or
So we've done Smith's quite a few times. We've done Vinkman's, um, which I think is hopefully opening back up again soon. And then we've done Rosati's Up and Coming, which is it's a really cool, like they were really big on the tribute band
hmm
scene. We've played Vinyl before. I'm sure some other places I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But
do you have any future plans now that things are opening back up, or are you sort of just waiting to see what happens?
so we're as of right now, we're working on just kind of perfecting the image side of things. You know, just getting the actual characters down and trying to imitate exactly who the musicians were as far as their stage mannerisms and their presence and all that. And then from there, we want to try and expand to maybe a regional act, and yeah, try and play places and do gig swaps with people in like the Carolinas and Alabama, Tennessee, maybe that sort of thing, just so we can get our name out just a little bit more.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Well, where can I send people? Do you have anything Facebook or anything set up for this tribute band?
Yeah, so we our Facebook page is Stone Tribute Pilots ATL.
Okay,
And on Instagram, I believe we're just Stone Tribute Pilots.
Sun Tribute Pilots. Okay, awesome. Do you have a favorite song by Sun Temple Pilots, or?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. Honestly, it kind of depends. I mean, from a guitar standpoint, I would say like uh, "Tripping on a Hole in a Paper Heart" is one of my favorites. "Piece of Pie" is one of my favorites. I mean, you can't go wrong with the song that got everyone into SDP Plush. Like, it's it's a great song that's still remembered for a reason. You know, as cliche
Yeah.
as it may sound. Like, I would say those three are three of my favorites.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for talking to me. If you need any drummers to sub in at any time, I'm available.
Noted. Love it.
All right. Well, thanks for speaking with us.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Have a good one, man.
You too.